All right, so for eschatology class, we're supposed to pick a topic, something that we have learned that's blessed us. There's been a lot that has blessed me. I'm very interested in this eschatology, so it's been really fun and interesting to learn everything. One thing I'll say, growing up in the church that I did, they never preached or taught anything on the last days or end time Bible prophecy, so I have no understanding of it. When I was in high school, I did read this whole series. It's like a 12, maybe 13 book series. I still have them, the Left Behind series. So, and I was very interested in that book series. I really liked it, but that just helped form my views of what the last days were, which was the pre-tribulation rapture. And I don't think that was good for me in my young adulthood, because I always told myself, well, if I'm not right with God, and because I had a lot of doubts, I always told myself, well, if the rapture happens and all the Christians disappear, then I know I'll have 7 years to repent of my sin and I'll be okay. But I don't think that's the way things are going to be, and I think that's just such a big deception. I wish more people would understand that. So yeah, my understanding of end times was just very worldly through movies and that book series. And then also being to Iraq and seeing just the poverty of that country. And like Kuwait was pretty rich, but I just didn't really understand. I'd heard about the Battle of Armageddon, but I didn't really understand how that region of the world would have such a big part to play in the final last days. So we read this book, Epicenter, in class, and that really helped my understanding of that whole region, and Russia being Magog, and just going over all the different facts that the author does that really blessed me. This book was pretty awesome. And I have watched Pastor Dean's videos on end time prophecy, the one from 2012, and probably some other ones in the past. So I'd had an understanding of the statue in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the different time frames, but going over it again just years later has kind of helped get it down in me. But then one thing I really liked going over was the beasts in Daniel 7. The first beast being the lion, and how the symbol of England is the lion, and he had eagle's wings, and our symbol is the eagle. The second beast being the bear, and how Russia's symbol is the bear, and just how the bear symbolizes like Russia and communism. And then the third beast being the leopard with the 4 wings and the 4 heads, and how that symbolized Germany and France and the European Union. And then learning, like the 4 Reichs of power, and then just going over in great detail of history and learning about the history of these worldly powers and when they were in power, and how these symbols relate to that, just in great detail. That just really helped me get a much better understanding of this. And then how the 4th beast in Daniel ties in with the beast in Revelation 13, and then like the 10 toes and the 10 horns and the 10 heads. I think it was 10 heads. It's all kind of confusing. I have a horrible memory. But how they all just tie together, and how that final beast is just the uniting of the world nations, and how the United Nations, and just seeing how they were formed, and how they have the 5 permanent members, but then there's the +1 plus the European Union when there's like an emergency, and the High Representative. And just going over all these details in class just really gave me a much better understanding, and I know what to look for better. And I'd watched videos in the past about how America was Babylon, but knowing now that it's most likely, the Catholic Church, I always thought we were going to be destroyed. So one thing that really spoke to me during class, and I don't know if I've heard it before or not from Pastor Dean, but if I did, I didn't remember it, was Daniel 7:4, when the eagle's wings were plucked out of the lion. and how our Independence Day from England was 4th of July. So that just kind of spoke to me, you know, and it gave me hope for America. I know everyone has a part to play, and we will be judged because we are a wicked nation now, but I think God knows he has a remnant of people here, and I just pray that, you know, and I have hope that maybe America will have a bigger part to play in the last days. So that blessed me.